Hey folks, and welcome to another Sasoi spikeboarding tutorial. Today we are in New Paltz, New York, and over to our right, that would be your left, is the Schwannegunks mountain range. And here we are on a very calm and mellow road. It's not a thoroughfare, not a lot of traffic on this road, not even enough to have the county paint yellow lines up the middle or even a white stripe. So it's pretty mellow out here, and that's the kind of place where you could come out and practice your stroke once that you are in full control of your board and your skateboard spike. You're not a threat to other people, you're not a threat to cars coming by. If you haven't achieved that state, please stay on paths, stay on big lots, and don't come out onto open roads until you're not a threat to others or yourself. So let's go over the many things that you can practice with spikeboarding stroke. Right here we're seeing a Kubi cross stroke, and we're going up just a gentle incline. And notice how the athlete is drifting the feet forward. So when you climb, you can actually drift the feet forward, and that actually is a skill set you want to learn. Not on the steepest climbs, but that's when you will be using it. You'll use that drift when you get onto steeper climbs. And here we can see what's happening is called an alternate. So notice how we are alternating the leg between kicking and then standing on the board. So you can do it from all four positions, because what you want to end up being able to do is switch kick from the front, from the back, with the left foot or the right foot. There was a little bit of a drift again, and as you can see, now we are tossing the skateboard spike in between, and that's called cadence on the ones. So cadence on the ones is actually the most complicated and challenging stroke cadence, because you are interrupting the flow. So ones and twos, those are a little more complicated. And here we can actually see what's called a connector stroke, when we're connecting between the Kubi cross and the stand-up spike stroke, and that of course always happens from the rear. And this is just a general overview, so you can see all the stuff, and we will break down these videos much slower, so that you can follow along a little more on another video. But right here, this is just a general idea to show what a simple workout would look like on a gentle climb. So we're going to pull a little U-turn. There's a stop sign right in front of us. The car was coming to a stop, and now we're going to descend, and we're going to have a little look at what other kinds of technical skill sets we can practice when we have a tiny little high side, low side. This is known as a 1/1, and once you guys begin to dial in your 1/1, you're going to enjoy that quite a bit. It's a tremendous amount of strength, endurance, and balance, and bilateral limb development that you're going to enjoy. And of course, that happens alternating the legs and alternating the arms as well. Notice how that shoulder is really dropping, the one that's holding the spike, and we're balancing nose over knee and knee over toes, like all people who skate. Whether you're an inline skater, you're a skate skier, you're going to be doing that. Or if you're just switch kicking a board, you need to drop that shoulder and get your nose over your knee and your knee over your toes. But 1/1s are really nice, and with nice gentle downhills, it's a really good place to practice. Please keep in mind that the arm is staying at 90 to 120 degrees constantly. Notice how the arm without the skateboard spike is just resting in a relaxed, darn near 100-degree stance. And so we're getting ready to go down this little pitch, go under a bridge, and that car will be able to pass us. As soon as we see him back there, we'll give him some cross. We're just going to do a little U-turn here and go back up this little berm and give this guy a little passing action right here. A little car was coming, that's why he was holding up. Thank you very much. We'll pull a little U-turn, and now we're going to show you an inside Kubi cross, and that is a way to actually spikeboard and alternate your legs, but only use one arm. So Notice how, boy, those Shawanagonks are beautiful over there to your left, aren't they? What a wonderful day. Great pavement here as well. There's the Kubi cross, and that spike is going to stay in the hand of the right hand of the athlete, and that's a kick and a spike, a kick and a spike, a kick and a spike. And notice how the leg, the kicking leg, is staying inside between the skateboard spike and the board, hence the name inside Kubi cross. And so if you had an injury, you needed to be like this for 6, 7, 8, even 10 weeks, you could still spikeboard and you could still switch, because you could engage your inside Kubi cross, and then there is the Kubi cross. So the Kubi cross, inside Kubi cross, and even if you were a one-armed athlete, you would just get a ski pole and you would get a board that was very well optimized for switch kicking. We certainly recommend a board with fenders so you can't step on your wheels or you can't spike your wheels. And of course you have plenty of standover length, and also you are in a drop deck position, so the board is insanely stable, so you can really motor up. And that's what a spike board is, essentially a skateboard that's optimized for switch kicking and of course for spike boarding in all kinds of weather. And that is the inside Kubi cross, folks. So have a peek at it. It actually came into the world when we had an injury in one of our hands and we couldn't actually engage it. We had a bicycle accident and we could not engage an arm for a good 10 weeks. So therefore, we just needed to figure out the last stroke to ever arrive. It is the last stroke to arrive in spikeboarding. First was the stand-up spike, second was the Kubi cross, and then the inside Kubi cross. Also, it's a wonderful stroke to know if you just stopped off at a grocery store and bought 5 pounds of apples and you needed to carry them home. This is a really great way to keep the legs alternating and still switch and engage the spike. So folks, we hope you've really enjoyed this video, and make sure to tune in for others where we're going to show you some slow motion action and things will slow down a little bit more. But spike hard, spike often, spikeboarding, folks.